Released back on November 19th, 2004, the Spongebob Squarepants Movie graced theaters, an 82-minute film in which the Bob goes from TV to the big screen, and acted as a cornerstone in many people's childhood. Seeing as the newest adaptation of the Odyssey is coming out with Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, we decided to do a review on the best adaptation of the story so far. I'm Tom the Wizard Man, and this is the Fake Wizards review of the Spongebob Squarepants Movie. If this review provides you any value at all, please like and subscribe, as we're making reviews practically every single day. Now you may be saying, Tom, what are you talking about? The SpongeBob movie isn't an adaptation of the Odyssey, and you'd be technically right. It's not an outright one-to-one adaptation. Obviously, it's the SpongeBob Squarepants movie, but it does follow the same story beats and set pieces in the Odyssey. SpongeBob would be Odysseus, King Neptune is Poseidon, Mindy's Athena, and the Cyclops is the Cyclops. Think about it. The similarities are there. Before SpongeBob Big Guy, there was the original film from 2004, which followed the titular character during the morning of a very special day. Mr. Krabs, owner of the Krusty Krab, is opening a second location in his pursuit of money, and needs a manager to run the new location. SpongeBob's excited as he thinks he'll be getting the promotion to manager, but makes a fool of himself when it's revealed that Squidward is receiving it instead. Mr. Krabs explains that SpongeBob is too much of a kid to get the promotion, leading the SpongeBob leave crestfallen. During this time, Plankton is scheming, trying to figure out how he can steal the elusive Krabby Patty's secret formula. Stumped from his inability to get the formula from his plans A through Y, his robot wife Karen points out that he's still yet to try Plan Z, a plan to frame Mr. Krabs with the crime of stealing King Neptune's crown. After spending the night drowning his sorrows in triple gooberberry sunrises, SpongeBob returns to the Krusty Krab, during which King Neptune is confronting Mr. Krabs for stealing his beloved crown. SpongeBob interjects and offers to go to Shell City and return the crown. King Neptune accepts the request and freezes Mr. Krabs, giving him 6 days to travel and return to Shell City and return with the crown. Now SpongeBob and Patrick have to go to Shell City to get the crown, save the town, and Mr. Krabs. The characters retain the show's voice actors and performances, keeping a seamless transition between show and movie, though they're accompanied alongside additional celebrity voices, including Scarlett Johansson, Jeffrey Tambor, Alec Baldwin, and David Hasselhoff, who plays as David Hasselhoff. The additional voices fit very well into this movie, creating memorable characters that aren't just the actor, except for David Hasselhoff, because he, again, is playing David Hasselhoff. This is a film that is reliant on you knowing who these characters are for context. Granted, you can understand this film with most rudimentary of understandings. SpongeBob is your naive and childish protagonist, Patrick his dumb friend, Squidward is his grumpy coworker and neighbor that just can't stand him, Mr. Krabs is his money-obsessed boss, and Plankton is the evil competitor to Krabs. If you understand that, you can understand this movie, but you probably wouldn't appreciate the movie as much as someone who had watched it previously. I feel like I should start by admitting some bias for this movie. I grew up watching SpongeBob and the SpongeBob movie, so I have a strong affinity for it. I'd go out on a limb to say most of the people my age or people who grew up watching SpongeBob have a strong affinity for this movie. I mean, it's extremely memorable, with many of the jokes and lines being repurposed as memes in the 2010s or just used as references to quote to each other. It popularized the credit song of Ocean Man. In a sense, it was a cornerstone of growing up in the 2000s. So with that understanding, it's no doubt that some people view this movie and the character through the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia. However, in my adult years, I have gone back to watch not only this movie, but the first couple of seasons of SpongeBob. So watching it with the eyes and perspective of an adult, I can confidently say this movie is still a lot of fun. In fact, I might like the show and movie a little bit more now that I'm an adult. The SpongeBob Squarepants movie is an absurdist comedy. You have scenes where characters chant the word bald at the reveal of a character's baldness. The protagonists drive a sandwich on their journey. There's a whole musical segment about SpongeBob and Patrick being men after being given fake mustaches, and in that musical segment, they ham bone and become friends with the monsters of the area. It takes full advantage of the fact that it is an animated comedy to do outlandish scenes and dumb reactions, and they're genuinely funny. But even with the absurdist elements in this movie, it's still a grounded story about a kid trying to save the day. A story about an individual that most people write off for being too juvenile was able to complete the journey, that their childish nature doesn't make them any less of a capable being. And then he saves the day with a musical parody of the song I Wanna Rock, changed into I'm a Goofy Goober. rock. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie is able to balance that thin line of absurdity and sincerity to a better degree than most children's media nowadays can. A lot of modern day media is drenched in irony, too cool to get into being goofy. It's a lot of winking and nodding at the camera, trying to say, huh, we know this is kind of quirky and weird, but we're in on it with you, huh? We're still cool. No, you're not, you're lame. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie is absurd. It knows it's absurd. It leans into it. And as a result, it's a more genuine, enjoyable experience. Do all of the jokes land? No, but most of them do. It has that sharp wittiness and charm of the early 2000s and late 90s that has just been dulled over the last 2 decades. Is it a monumental achievement for cinema? No. It's the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It does exactly what it sets out to do, and that is act as an hour and a half of fun for you and your kids to enjoy. It's a kids movie, and where many use the claim of a kids movie as a dismissive argument to make it null and void to criticism, I mean the opposite. This is a kids movie in the way that kids movies should be. It's an enjoyable time for the parent and kid. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie is an 8 out of 10. If the last time you watched it was when you were a kid, I highly recommend checking it out again. But what do you think? How do you feel about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie? Let us know in the comments down below. If this review provided you any value at all, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. Also, if you go out of your way to comment that the SpongeBob movie and the Odyssey are nothing alike in some condescending or demeaning tone, you are a joyless person. Bye-bye!